Welcome back. This is time where we'll look at the national dailies and then bring you headlines of what they are saying. But before we move on to that, let's quickly introduce the guest in the house who has joined us to look at the national dailies today. His name is Barrister Ifechukwu Jacobs. He's a legal practitioner. Barrister Ifechukwu, you're welcome to our studios.
Thank you, President. Viewers, you're welcome.
You're welcome.
Welcome, Barrister.
Okay, Barrister is going to help us look at this national dailies today. But first of all, let's go to ABS website and bring you the story making rounds this morning before we move over to the papers. Okay, women taxed on child upbringing support to husbands as the first story we'll have this morning. And then the second one says, Obiano receives more commendations on achievements in first term. The third one, Anambra government constitute task force on illegal structures and road decongestion. These are what we have coming from the ABS website, and we're going to look at that before we move over to the papers. Well, Barrister Ifechukwu, we just celebrated our women the other day on the 8th of March. It was the International Women's Day, and then just last Sunday was Mother's Sunday. And this one is coming now, encouraging women to take care of their child and then their husband. What do you have to say about that?
Well, it is a primary responsibility of women to take care of children. God have assigned that role to women, naturally. Because there are the people that carry babies for a period of 9 months and deliver them. Children are closer to them than any other person. So they should look into their issues, bring them up in the way they should be useful to God and society, and support their husband in the way they can, so that the home will be peaceful. Family is the nucleus of the society. And women have a very strong role to play.
Yes, once we get it right there, then we are good to go.
Yes.
Okay, let's look at the next story. That said, Obiano receives more recommendations on achievements in first term, and he's getting set to move to the second term. What do we expect?
The executive governor of Anambra State have tried so much in the first term, and I believe in this second tenure he will consolidate and take the state to the next level. And his achievement in the second tenure, even the achievement in the first tenure, will move Apuga into other eastern states. So we encourage him to continue to do more, to consolidate on the gains he has made in the governance.
I see. Okay, for want of time, let's quickly move over to the papers, and we have Daily Sun, we have the Nation newspaper, and so many papers this morning. My colleagues are here with me, Nonya and Theophilus. Who has what?
All right, let's begin with the Daily Sun and stories making the headlines here. The first story says, relocation order over Benue killings. IGP disobeyed me. That's coming from Buhari, with riders there silent on punishment. He explains why government is negotiating Dapchi girls' release. Also support anti-open grazing law. Tortiv urges president, and Nigerians react. At the right side of the paper, we have Fulani herdsmen kill 3, injure 2 in Ebonyi. Down there we have restructuring plot against the north. That's coming from Ganduje. Let's pause it here. Take it from there.
Well, on the issue of disobedience to the presidency by Inspector General, it's a serious insubordination. The president should take serious action against him, either to replace him, because that shows insubordination. And there's no how you will tolerate such in any organization or any country that wants to move forward. Such a highly placed person should disobey the order of the presidency, and we are talking about it. He should be replaced immediately. Show the way out, so that others will learn from him.
And if he is not displaced?
I don't think there's any other punishment that we do, because there's nothing you can do to him now, because he's on the top in the issue of policing.
Okay. But what's your take? When the president on getting to Benue had to say that he didn't know that he went to Nasarawa instead of Benue. Is it not the same country? What actually is going on in this nation?
Actually, there is a particular spot he was directed to go. He should go to that place straight and do the job assigned to him. The president said you should relocate and make sure that that senseless killing is being stopped. Then he moved to Nasarawa and later went back to his office and told Nigerians that nothing is, it's just a mere misunderstand, communal crash. And tens, thousands were being displaced and killed.
But what's the time frame of this notice? He said, "I'm surprised that he didn't obey my orders." He asked him to go. How many days has passed? Yet he didn't know.
The president, to be fair to the president, is a human being and one person. He worked with those his heads. Once he give order, they're supposed to obey him.
Okay.
And now that he discovered the other one not to obey, the best thing is to sack him.
All right, let's look at this restructuring plot against the North. Coming from Ganduje, are they really afraid?
It's not true. Only that the North is just afraid of nothing. Although the current structure of this country favors them. The restructuring, they are afraid that what will be the outcome of restructuring. It might not favor them. They believe, because once you restructure, what are the content of the issue that have been identified to restructure? To bring the country to true democracy, to true federalism. And once we come into true federalism, the issue of resource control will come in. State police will come in. Once the issue of resource control comes in, the North knows quite well that the resources and the wealth of the nation reside in the South for now. And once the resource control is given to states, they will lose out.
Okay.
And that will mean that some of them will force to march, to meet up. Because the issue of states, you must be able, each state must be able to fend for itself, not to depend on national cake.
And nobody wants to lose out. Okay, let's move over to the next paper.
Daily Independent. Daily Independent, we have a banner headline there: outrage in police over lopsided promotions. With a rider, court orders recall of 95 sacked PSC workers. Down there we have the one we've already tweeted. I'm surprised the IGP disobeyed me.
Okay,
down there we have we are working with international bodies to free the abducted girls. Gary is talking here. So,
on the issue of that girls' abduction, is a very unfortunate issue that happened in this country. The time we are talking about defeat of Boko Haram, total defeat, that they now struck and abducted these girls. It's a serious issue. So it's supposed to be a sore concern to our security agents. And by now, we're not supposed to have such issue. Because before such operation should be carried out, there must be a serious planning. There must be necessary logistics in place before you can execute such act by a unknown group like that. Had even this thing happened maybe from an organized or group that is still active, we say they still have the capacity. But did this happen when we are talking about this?
Does it really show they are no longer active with what is playing out?
From what they happen, they show that they are still strong and active. For them to have executed such plot and abducted over 110, I think about 110 girls. It's a source issue. What do they got the logistics, the vehicle and the other logistics they use?
And that's why some Nigerians are saying that they don't believe all this abduction that is fake.
Because
looking at the way we have the military checkpoint or police checkpoint on this side of the world, are they saying that when we don't have any problem here, are they saying that out there that is very volatile, there's no police checkpoint, there's no military checkpoint, and these people just carry these guys and then off they go?
No, there are a lot of questions too.
Answer.
Okay.
All right. What about outrage in police over lopsided promotions? Court orders recall of 95 sacked.
Well, it's not. I'm not surprised on that issue because of nature of Nigerian state. Corruption everywhere. That's part of the issue of corruption. And this administration said they are fighting corruption, that they are interested in eradicating corruption, if not to reduce to the barest minimum. But look at it, the police is supposed to be in the forefront on the issue of fight against corruption. And then inside them, a lot of corruption. So show you that the fight is not even making much impact. Okay.
Okay. Next paper, please. Nonya, do you have the next paper?
All right, let's take Daily Times. The story is making the headlines. Still, Buhari in Benue indicts IGP for flouting his directive. We've seen that already. And there are other stories down here. It says Southwest strategic to PDP victory in 2019. Southwest strategic to PDP victory in 2019. That's coming from PDP spokesman. We have INEC wants the National Assembly to expedite action on Electoral Offences Commission. Another one, Naira gains at official FX, loses against Euro at parallel market. Then up here we have President to US. We are negotiating to rescue Dapchi Chibok schoolgirls alive. All right, pick it.
Negotiation. Who is negotiating with who?
And I don't know who is negotiating who. I think Boko Haram, from what they have told us, they are no longer visible. How would they negotiate some people that have declared invisible again, that they are no longer to be found anywhere? They declare their leader wanted, which means nobody knows his address. Who are they negotiating with? Which means they know where those guys are.
So that's the big question, and nobody has been able to provide answers.
Okay. It's unfortunate.
If you don't negotiate with somebody you don't see. So that means you are in contact with those people, and that's why you are negotiating with them. I think we have to move forward to another.
Negotiating with the sponsors. The sponsors are visible.
Well, anyway, the issue of, I think we have been saying that for Boko Haram to be defeated completely, you must fish out the sponsors, cut their supply lines, make sure that they don't get any support again.
Okay.
Right.
Then you may, that's when you say you have defeated it.
Hello. Speak up. We are not hearing you. Speak up, please.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Your name and your location.
Israel from Ojoto.
Israel from Ojoto, right?
Hello.
Okay, he's not there. Let's not waste much time. Let's look at another paper.
Okay, the Nation says here on the first headline there, empty streets protests as Buhari visit Benue. With down there it says Buhari may return to campaign. We are doing our best to end attacks. Autumn Hell's peace moves by Tinubu. That's the one and the...
Anyway, the issue...
But before then, there's something I saw here. Buhari, every Benue youth is a Yusuf. Yusuf is the son of Buhari. That's the protest. As he said, a protest, greets the streets of streets of Benue as Buhari visits. A lot of protests, all the papers carry the protest today. And one of the placards here said, Buhari, every Benue youth is a Yusuf. That's your son.
Yes.
Okay, so that simply means if you know how the way you treat your son, treats us.
That is true. Because he's the father of the nation by his virtue of his position as the president. He's supposed to make sure that life and properties of Nigerians are secure first and foremost. That's a primary responsibility of every government. And once a father cannot defend his family against external aggressions, you know that there's problem. That's why whatever happens, the head of the family fights for other members. If one dropping sacrifice his life for their sake, he will do it. So the presidency should fight for Nigerians, especially these youths that supported him. Because in 2015, the youth said Buhari or nobody. And the people that gave him this power, he should not even play with issues that concern him. And most of the people that were killed in Benue, they are youths. Those women are more. But the people that are suffering the whole issue is the youth, because their future is at stake.
Okay.
All right. We are moving to another paper, right? Punch newspaper.
Is that what you are?
All right, let me quickly see the stories there. The first story we're taking, Buhari again. I'm surprised IG didn't stay in Benue as I ordered. I think this story is in virtually all the papers trending this morning. Up the paper we have poll timetable. Don't be misguided. Senate wants INEC. Don't be misguided. Senate wants INEC. Then another story that says
No, for want of time, we may need to just leave it there.
All right, let's.
Well, on the issue of that poll timetable, the INEC should not see themselves as laws. Well, if they actually, the National Assembly have amended the law accordingly, they have the right to amend the law and change the timetable. And the INEC boss have to obey that amendment. They are the people that controls the issue of regulation in this country. He should not challenge them on that.
Okay. All right. We'd like to thank you very much,
Thank you.
Barrister Ifechukwu Jacobs, for coming to.
Thank
be with
you,
us this
the
morning in this
presenters.
review.
Thank you, the
Thank you.
presenter. Thank you, the
Gentlemen.
viewers, for giving us your time. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, gentlemen, we must leave, and we'll ask you to join us at the other side of it as we'll bring you the discussion segment of this program. Thank you.